All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Potential Project, where we explore what it takes to unlock your full potential in every area of your life. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to kind of step back and revisit the purpose of the podcast and get recentered on what really fuels you and what really matters when pursuing things in your life. And I was reflecting this week on myself and my business, and I've been feeling really good and passionate and driven to keep pushing forward and to keep doing things. And I noticed along the way that I have been hitting some of those goals that I set out for myself. And I thought it would be a good time to just give a short episode to you guys this week to get recentered, and really, I think look back, pull back on the lens and understand what's going to be the driving force to keep you pushing forward with fulfillment and happiness, which I believe is what we're all looking for in life, right? We're looking for an experience and an emotion that leaves us feeling good. At the baseline of everything, we just want to feel good. Like, why do you do anything? Why do you go on vacation? Why do you, do stuff in your free times? Why do you have hobbies? Why do you seek certain goals out in life? It's because you want to feel good in some way, shape, or form, right? And the reason why I want to zoom back out and figure out the basis of this podcast is to explore why personal excellence is the key to unlocking the life of your dreams. Now, I sit here right now and I don't think that I'm living this extraordinary life yet, right? I understand that you have the paintbrush and the canvas of your life is yours to paint. So I'm currently painting that. And there will never be a time where I think I have a perfect scenario, but I'm trying to tell you that personal excellence is what you're seeking, right? You might say, Sean, well, I have this specific goal, or I'm searching for this in my career. And I'm here to tell you that personal excellence in every area is the answer, right? And we can boil that down into specific buckets and things that you can work on, which I'll touch on a little bit. But I'm here to explain to you why I am so obsessed with personal excellence and what it's done for me so far in my life. So when we're trying to achieve things, when you vision your life down the road, when you paint the picture of what you want your life to look like, it is great to have a plan and have goals and set milestones in life. You must do that. And that's what probably 95 to 99% of people don't do. They have no plan or reason behind what they're trying to do, and they don't map it out at all. So people are just kind of going through life aimlessly. But let's say you're someone who does have a plan. You're like, Sean, in my career, I want to achieve this. With my health, I want to achieve this, my relationships, my faith, right? We have these different areas of life that we want to optimize, right? And there are some folks who are maybe really great in one area and stink in the others. And I'm here to tell you that it needs to be all of them, right? Like, let's say you're crushing it at your job and your career, you're making a lot of money, but you're sacrificing your marriage and your relationship with your kids, and that can lead to a lot of bad things. That could lead to you losing all of your money, right? That could lead to you being miserable at home or not fulfilled or loss for lust in life, right? So I'm here to say it's not okay to just work on one area, right? It's personal excellence in all of those areas, in life. But back to what I was saying was, it is great to have goals. And let's just say you're someone who does and has a plan. But the reason why we get caught up with focusing solely on the end results is because that's not the answer, right? The goal that you set for your weight or for your health or for your finances or relationship, that is great, but it can't be your obsession and focus solely, because things are never going to go to plan. So if you're so set in stone on this one thing and it doesn't go exactly the way you wanted it to, well, then you either look at that as a failure or you get discouraged because it was taking too much time. And then we fall off track and we get back into this vicious cycle that life can take you in, this like cyclone of like just falling prey to all of the terrible things in the world, right? If you want to stay steadfast on living a life that you're excited about, that you're fulfilled with, and you're making an impact in other people's lives, especially the people in your family that you're closest with, well, then that's why personal excellence is so huge. So let me give you an example, right? So currently, I own Arete Athletics, which is a fitness studio. We have a team of coaches, we have a website, we have software, we have our own app, we have members, we have events, and a bunch of cool stuff. And I'm not saying that to try to like brag or anything, because I don't think that we've done anything, right? I think we're just at the very, 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 very infancy, which is truly where we're at. But I'm saying this and pointing this out because years ago, I would write in my journal, I would put on a vision board, I would visualize, and I would really, map out what it would look like to have a studio. Like I would say to myself, man, I cannot wait until I have my own place so that I can create the hours and I can pick the team of people who I want to be with, and I can play music that I want. I can make videos and content for social media. And it's like, if I could just have a studio, if I could just do this, well, guess what? Now I do. And I still feel like I haven't done anything yet. And I have such bigger goals. Like my goals have gone from what I thought was big to have a studio to like, this is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So my point in saying that is if you're so uber focused on the specific outcome, you're leaving a lot on the table for your own bliss and happiness, right? Because you could get there, you could buy the car, you could find the person of your dreams, you could achieve those goals. And if all you were focused on was that and not the growth and not personal excellence, well, then those things dwindle, right? You buy a nice car, and then after a year, it's just another car. You find the person of your dreams, and if you aren't present with this person and you're not working on the relationship and going out on dates and communicating with this person, well, they could have been great, but now you're not flourishing in that relationship and you guys start to resent each other. The lust isn't there, and that leads to a bunch of bad things. Right. So, my point in this is we need to focus on personal excellence in the areas in which you're trying to improve. And to me, that's all of the areas, right? We want to improve and be excellent in our health and fitness. We want to improve and be excellent with our finances, with our friendships and relationships, with our faith, whatever that looks like to you, with our charitable contributions. Like, how are we in all of these buckets? And what are the actions on a daily basis? What are the habits that we can be excellent in or constantly work on and improve, right? And another way to put this is becoming the person that is always evolving into change and into a higher person. Am I always working on being disciplined with what I eat, being organized with my schedule, being present when I'm with my loved ones? Like those are the attributes that you can be obsessed with. Because if you're obsessed with creating an optimal schedule and being productive, well, then guess what? You're going to be more present when you're with people for work and meetings, and you're going to be more present with your family, and that leads to a great result. If you are super disciplined with the food that you eat and that you prep, well, then guess what's going to happen as a result? You're probably going to have a better physique, better health numbers at the doctor, better cholesterol levels, and those things are going to improve. So what I'm saying is figuring out the attributes and habits that it takes to become a person who is of personal excellence and constantly growing, then you're going to achieve the results and the goals that you put down on your list by default, right? Because if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably someone who wants to continuously improve until we check out of here, until we're 6 feet under the ground or sprinkled on the sand, right? Whatever, however you want to die, burial, don't care. My point is, if you're listening to this, you're probably someone who wants to get the most juice out of this life that we can. And the way that we do that in a fulfilling way is to constantly be obsessed with personal excellence. And I've said it 10 million times because, guys, it needs to be hammered home. When you have nowhere else to look, no one else to turn to, what can you do? What are you in control of? And that is personal excellence. Let's get extremely serious about our health. Let's get extremely serious about moving our body, exercise. Let's get extremely serious about what does it take to improve in my career? What does it take to improve in my relationship? Someone that I look up to talked about the relationship analogy. Now, whether it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, I don't care what relationship you're in. The point they're making is a car. He's like, when I have a problem with my wife, I talk about it, we work it out, we communicate, we figure out how we can build. He's like, when your car runs out of gas, you put gas in it. You don't just get a new car. You don't just go cheat on your wife or ditch her or go find a new one, right? You work on that. And if it's truly not a good situation, that's another conversation in another podcast. But the point I'm trying to make is working on becoming better at all of the areas of your life is the answer. So the reason I'm saying this is because I analyze myself, my thoughts, my goals, and what I have going on. And, I got, fixated on some of the goals that I wanted to hit. And I had them planned out and I was hitting my goals along the way. But I realized what is keeping me driven and fueled for more and honestly feeling pretty fulfilled. Like, I have some ups and downs in life, but I'm feeling pretty good overall right now in life, even though I'm not where I want to be. The reason I feel good is because I've been so focused on how does Sean improve his health. Well, he goes for walks every day. Tracking my macros, drinking enough water, right? Hitting all these checkpoints on a daily basis and doing what is required and doing the habits that are required on a daily basis, no matter what, is the most freeing experience because now you're not bound to the result. You're not bound to, did I hit that number that I was looking for in making money this year? It's like, no, I'm becoming the person who does that anyway. And that is what confidence is. That's what self-belief is. And when your level of self-belief is at a certain level, well, then you can really start to do anything you want, right? You start to put your mind to things and they start to come to fruition with a lot of ease because you have gotten in so much alignment with all of those different areas of your life and you're constantly obsessed with not the monetary outcome, not the car, the materialistic things. You're truly so obsessed with just becoming a higher version of yourself that, I mean, shoot, everything else kind of comes comes to you with relative ease. So I didn't want to take too long today, but I wanted to really hammer home that the purpose of this podcast and really the purpose of everyone's life, when you boil it down, is to become personally excellent. It's your duty, guys. If you want to make a better world, a better country, right? Like the election's coming up. But guess what? None of those people, whoever you vote for, is coming to save you. They're not, right? No matter what policies they say they're going to do, I don't care. It's up to you to take control and be the best you can absolutely be so that no matter what happens, you still have your health, your ability to make money, your ability to have fun and love your family and your loved ones and your significant other in life. That's what it comes down to. And if you're not, if you're just allowing life to hit you left and right and try to point the finger and play victim and ask for a handout, well, that's not going to be a fun existence. I'm just letting you know. So let's take control. Let's focus on what we can control and be personally excellent in every single area. Like wake up with a burning fire to just be better. And I'm telling you, it's going to make you more fulfilled. It's going to make you happier. You're going to make a bigger impact and hit those goals along the way. So until next week, guys, let's go crush it. And if you enjoyed this podcast, all that I ask is please send it to somebody, right? I don't need to be the biggest podcast ever in the world, but if you have someone that this message will reach and will light a fire in them or spark a thought that's going to make them take action towards something better in their life, well, then it means a lot to me because that means it made an impact. So please share this show, post it on social media, text it to them, whatever you have to do. But thank you for listening, and I will see you guys next week.